So we left town and got about 30-40 minutes down the highway, and then for the past hour we've been kind of stuck in a traffic jam. From looking at Google Maps, looks like we're only about a third of the way through, so it's not the greatest start to this trip, this break, but we gotta ride it out. Hey Mary.
Hello.
Immediately after getting into the traffic jam, multiple people just, crossed the freeway and went the other direction. So I kind of knew it was going to be bad. Don't know if staying in the traffic jam was the smartest decision, but I think, well, we just gotta see. Even while in the traffic jam, like 2 or 3 cars, had slow speed little accidents. They got out, looked at each other's bumpers, got back in the car, and then just crept slowly down the way. Well, day one, we're stopped. Been driving for, I would say, 6-7 hours. The goal was to get out of California, but that traffic jam kind of cut into our travel time, but that's no big deal. We are at a rest stop along Highway 40, probably about, I don't know, less than 100 miles from Needles. So we're just going to stop here for the night. We'll make something to eat, something simple, nothing fancy. Sleep at the rest stop, get up whenever, and then head toward Arizona. Originally, we had reservations for a campground north of Eureka, almost to the Oregon border. Some campground along the beach, and we never reserve campsites because we just don't plan that far ahead. And so we decided to reserve some campsites, and do a little fishing in the ocean, maybe harvest some mussels or something, crab fishing. But all the weather report for the next week is just rain, and the idea of camping in the rain, even though it'd be on the beach near the ocean, was just not something we wanted to do. So we decided to head for the desert of Arizona. Cold night in the rest stop. Got down to the 20s, high 20s, inside the van. I don't know what it was outside the van. Today we're going to Arizona and find a place for the night. I'm thinking about camping near this seasonal waterfall. There's a big bike trail loop that goes around the same area, and I don't know how far of a drive it is though, so we should make it today. To make a couple stops to restock on some things. I'm out of gas from a small camp stove, and a couple of other small things.
pat the blankie a little bit more. Good, good girl. So, mommy, let's go inside. She goes, you don't feel the cold one?
Another cold night. Originally the plan was to stay here 2 nights, but it's just getting too cold. Yeah. So we're gonna head down the mountain, and there's this place called Telephone Cove that I'm thinking about, but probably. But for now, head down the mountain, get lower elevation, maybe get down to the river, camp along the Colorado River. It's got to be warmer, right? We'll see. Yep.
What are you gonna do with those, bud?
Well, we ended up near the water, but not on the Colorado. We're down in Lake Mead. I forget the name of this place, but we're actually not far from Hoover Dam. About 3 miles in on dirt road. No four-wheel drive needed. What's really crazy is there's these two coyotes, completely just unafraid of anything, rummaging through all the little fire rings in this area. When we got here, wanted to find a pair of slippers and decided they wanted the slippers, both of them. And so he or she was taking them up into the hill. Tried to take them both, drop one, pick it up again, but they're over there right now. So we're down there by the lake. There were 3 other vehicles, and now there's 2 more. The lake's pretty low. Like we're down not far from the water's edge, and it's way below the normal water line. But only sad part is I can't let the dog run around wild because there's 2 coyotes. They're way too friendly. So they're very used to people, and I don't know how they'll act around dogs. Nova's pretty big, but I don't want her to get hurt messing with those coyotes. I was hoping to be able to let her run around. I just keep her on the leash. Finally, a night we didn't freeze to death. It got cold, but you know, 30s is better than the 20s. Surprising the amount of people coming in and out of here. Still pretty open. It's kind of an interesting place. I pretty much assumed the weekend would be packed. There's so many fire rings, and then there's a little bit of evidence of trash. But I mean, Turks are everywhere. I'd come back here easily. Not on a weekend though. Be interesting when the water level comes back up again. So low. We are way below the water line. But I think we're gonna roll out to Red Rocks. Check that place out. It's supposed to be beautiful. It's near Vegas, and you know, I've never been there, so I want to go there at least once. I'm not huge on going to crowded campsites. We checked yesterday about going, and it was booked. But there's supposedly an opening tonight. But we're gonna be one more night here, and then we'll head back home for Christmas. And then we'll spend some time at home, and then we'll head out again. But this has been fun. It's overcast this morning. Not getting much solar, but we're about to hit the road and hour or so. Let's go see what Red Rocks is like. Well, we're heading back home today. We ended up camping at Red Rocks near Vegas. The campground's nice. It's a little funky. Like, you can't just pull in and camp. You actually have to reserve it online. So like, if you pull in, even if there's space, they can't give you a spot. So you have to actually leave the campground, find a cell phone signal, then reserve it, and then come back to the campground. So that's annoying. Seems like there should be a better way. Another thing about the campground is there's no trash cans, so you need to pack out all your trash. It's not that big of a deal, but it's a little bit different than most. So we got here last night, and when we were driving around, I noticed some bikes off in the distance on some trails. And so I asked the camp host, hey, are there any bike trails around here? I didn't see any on any maps I have. And she said technically no, but there are a bunch of trails. And when she was speaking to the local authorities, they said, yeah, they're not really stopping people from riding the trails. So I went exploring, and there's a bunch of trails. So I had a good ride yesterday. Originally I was thinking about riding again today, but it's just too cold in the morning and we got to be out of here by 11. There's a bunch of bike trails just east of the campground, and I actually found them on trail forks. So we're taking a slow drive home today. We'll be back today sometime late tonight. If you drive straight home, it's about 7 hours, but we'll make some stops, and we might go into Vegas for a little bit, do some shopping. I think we're going to go actually do the scenic drive through Red Rocks. Reservations required.
How you going? There you go. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Taco Hills Trail.
Well, we're not stopping. We're just kind of doing a drive-by.